My name is Shakara.
My name is Dante Jones.
Tony Fan Jr.
My name's Chino. My name is Savon.
My name is LaQuandra Watson.
My name is Lamont J. Twigs.
My name is Jana Clark Twigs.
Hello, my name is Andrea.
And I'm Elisha Hill.
Roman Knight.
Maisha Smiley Knight.
This is their stories, and this is their reactions and realities. What does love look like? We will be exploring what love looks like, what love sounds like, what love materializes as. It was once said that the most revolutionary thing that a black man can ever do is to love a black woman. This is us examining what that looks like. It is our hope that throughout this documentary you will have seen the various examples of love that shine throughout. It is our hope that you will think twice as you begin your relationship of loving yourself and others.
It's complicated because we're kind of in a relationship, but it's not official, I guess.
How is it being single? So, there's probably two answers to this question.
Hello, what's up? My name is Tony Fan Jr. I'm from Detroit, and I'm actually very single, but won't be for long. I'm excited.
My name's Chino. My relationship status is single.
My name is Savon, and my relationship status is single.
I feel like talking is a term that this generation came up with, but it basically is dating.
I remember being younger and the idea of having a boyfriend didn't seem like such a it seems like there's longevity in it now. Do you know what I mean? Like there's more time that goes into how much energy, how much, you're gonna exert being with the person at this age, now that I've been through it, a little bit. When I was younger, it was just like, well, I want a boyfriend, you know what I mean? Like, and we just gonna be together and but now you factor it, right? You're just like, we're gonna have food over here, we're gonna go here, go to the club, bye. But now there's like, where does he work? What does he do for a living? What are his vices? What are his hobbies? Where is, you know what I mean? Where is he building? Will I be lifting him up? Will he be lifting me? You know what I mean? All of these, like I said, practical, preconceived notions and so and ideas and questions.
It's kind of frowned upon to be in a relationship, kind of, sort of, because it's like you don't really see too many good things on it. And if it is, it comes with like social media posts. You got this to do that, but y'all really not married. It's like that gray area, because nobody really knows what's the difference between like marriage and just regular dating. And then when it comes to hookup, we love our sexual activity, so people do that all the time because it's just deemed what's cool. So it's unfortunate because you would think that people will have a high self-esteem and self-worth, not to just give that up so easily. But until they learn that self-worth, you can't really do nothing for them. You could just give them the knowledge and hopefully they take it. But right now, I feel like the hookup culture is very, very real.
It takes two to make a relationship, but it seemed like I was the only one that was trying. So, I gave up on it. I can't do it. I'd rather, if I would do this, I might as well be single and do what I want. But, I'm looking though. I ain't done, trying to find that right one though.
To be in love, to be black and in love.
Marriage is good. Marriage is great. I can't complain because I married somebody that I actually liked and I wanted to reproduce with, and he makes me laugh. And we met out in Southfield at Fridays, and marriage is good. I can't complain. I would do it over again if I could. I would love to get married again to the same person. That's it.
Well, essentially, a success story. Yeah.
Ultimate friend zone story.
Yeah, essentially. It was just kind of like, I was like talking to other guys and it was just like, how you play that whole game of like, okay, are we gonna be serious? Like when you're talking, are we gonna be serious or are we just, gonna just be kicking it, going on dates and stuff, and it's just like, all right, I'm going out with these guys, whatever. He actually took me out when I had a boyfriend. Like, he would be like, hey, what you doing? Let's go to movies, let's go out to eat, and he would pay for everything. And he ain't had to, because I'm like, I clearly have a boyfriend, and it was legit nothing going on between us, like legit. Because we didn't get together till like a year, almost more than a year after I had broken up with my ex-boyfriend or whatever. But like, he was just like legit, genuine. I'm like, I'm up here trying to figure out which one of these dudes like really like me, really care for me and stuff, when there's one sitting here right in front of my face that's like doing the most for me and they ain't even getting, like, he's not really getting nothing out of it but friendship. And I was just like, let me stop playing around before somebody else snatch him up, and then I'm gonna be all butthurt like, oh, I miss my best friend, and so I just married my best friend.
I started going to my friend's church. A friend I kind of grew up with became a pastor, and I went, just you know, he had his little opening thing going on, and I went to support and help him with the sound and this, that, and other. And you know, she's in ministry, and she met him and came to the event, and we kind of met, well, I kind of met her eyes. She didn't meet my eyes yet, so I was taking pictures and helping them support the media in the event, taking pictures for the first day and this, that, and the other, and she came and she gave some expressions, and let's just say I took some extra pictures. Oh wow, she's nice, click, zoom, click. So that's how we met. Dialogue built from there. Everything else is history.
Oh. Tell her, babe. Tell her how we met.
Yeah.
Tell her. It's kind
Okay, this is a little bit
raunchy.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I met him at his sister's house, but I had known him. And it was a situation. I had been drinking a lot, and I kind of did some inappropriate grabbing.
She came in the kitchen and fondled me several times. She walked off and came back and fondled again. And I asked her, "Are you okay?" Like, I don't know. I just wondered, was she all right?
No, I wasn't okay.
Yeah.
I was very, very intoxicated. But he was really sweet, because that night he just sat there and just fed me water and rubbed my back and my ear and stuff.
Yeah,
to make me feel better.
she had got really, really drunk and threw up everywhere, and you know, couldn't walk and couldn't make it up the stairs.
Yeah.
So I carried her up the stairs and I cleaned her up, and she just laid on my lap and went to sleep.
I had none. Simply because he was not my type.
No.
You know, sometimes we have problems because you don't pay attention to them unless they are our type. And I was there to do ministry with his cousin, so I really did not pay any attention to him. I was introduced to him as a cousin, and I shook his hand. I was very cordial, very nice. But other than that, I had no first impressions because I had no interest. I'm going to have to say this is a total spiritual connection.
Yeah.
Total spiritual connection, because as I just said a few minutes ago, he was not my type, so I never gave him any attention. I never looked that way. It just so happened, something happened one day. It's just out of the blue. We call it the bucket of love. We call it the bucket of love because I was standing in the middle of their sanctuary or their worship, and he can't tell you what I had on. It's like somebody poured something on me, and I literally just turned around and looked at him and took notice of him. It's like, wow, it's like someone took the scales off my eyes and poured something over me. And I immediately just walked over to him and says, "Brother Lamont, we in church. Can I have a hug?"
Let me interrupt her. She did not walk. She floated. Yeah, she floated over to me. I did not see her legs move, and then you know she's there. And again, I'm supporting my friend. He's married to my cousin. That's what I said, cousin. And I'm just wrapping up sound system equipment and things like that. And oh, hey, how you doing? You notice the height difference. So, and she asked for a hug. Continue.
And after, while we was hugging, I said, "Don't give me one of them old church lady hugs."
I was like, challenge accepted. Yes.
And
she took that hug home.
Yeah. That was a defining, pivotal moment of our eternity. Because he hugged me and I was like,
I've been changing hugs.
Yeah, yeah. You begin to notice the broadness of the shoulders, and I believe, and I haven't said this before, but it's something spiritually that I believe took place because our hearts were connected to each other.
From that point on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was standing with a friend, and I was speaking with someone, and he was waiting for me to stop talking to somebody else, I believe, and he came up to me and said, I want to have a drink, and I told him no, and we ended up talking, but he was really nice, and we met up the next day, and we hung out the next day, and before I knew it, all my weekends were snatched up by this guy. I don't know, you want to chime in on that? Okay, well, we were hanging out, because I'm gonna be honest, we were hanging out and we had just like hung out and we were just sitting on the sofa and we were about to eat and he was like, oh, we should get married. I'm like, okay. He's like, no, for real. I'm like, are you proposing to me? He's like, yeah. I'm like, sitting down next to me? And he was like, yeah. I was like, I guess so. Yeah, sure. So it wasn't the whole down on one knee, will you marry me? No, it was straight up like, cause we knew we wanted to be with each other. We knew we liked each other. We talked about it. So he asked me, I knew he was for real. He was like, yeah, we should get married. I'm like, okay. So this kind of happened like that. And we went ring shopping and he let me pick out my ring. So it worked out.
Everybody deserves to find love.
I would want to see a strong couple. Not everybody, what they call it, power couples, or was it relationship goals, but then it'd be like materialistic and kind of BS. I hope we can like look in our family and find it, because I feel like that's where it counts. Like seeing that in your family. You see that in your family and then you can emulate it in your relationships with your partners, and then you know, you can grow up and have a strong family yourself. Know yourself before you get in any relationship. Don't lose yourself once in the relationship, and help promote the person you with. I try to stay away from being materialistic, kind of, so to say, and keeping a tally mark. Well, I did that for you, you can do this for me. It comes with maturity though, because if you've never really been in a serious relationship, it's hard to really just jump ship into it if you're not really there. And doing the little small things that really mean a lot to people. Like I think if you're a guy, you should help a girl with her hair. So when y'all break up, it mess with her.
Lack of understanding what it is, what it means to be in a relationship, you know, sacrifice, being unselfish. I think a lot of people are selfish in relationships. They tell you they love you. All the time, they love what you're doing for them, you know, what they benefit from you. So I don't think people know what love is or know what it means to be in a relationship.
Yeah, like I feel like you're supposed to learn how to be happy by yourself before you can be happy with somebody else. Like, because if you're not happy by yourself, you're going to depend on that person for happiness. So it's like if they're not there, you're unhappy.
For my generation, us millennials right now, we're a lot more practical, and the idea of a relationship, because we're more practically minded, is, you know, work.
So you bury yourself in work?
I mean, I distract myself from the loneliness with work and productivity, but at the end of the day, being single right now for me is just, it's more functional than being in a relationship, because there's the whole idea of like getting to know a person and like, you know, this just seems like work, you know what I mean? And plus, I don't know, I feel like over the years, our community has kind of learned that our 20s is to get to know ourselves completely before we enter that 30 mark. And I mean, because if you don't know yourself by then, it's gonna get messy, you know what I mean? So yeah, like I wouldn't prefer to be single. I don't think anyone would, but there is a practical comfort in it. I'm be very honest.
So how do you got
I mean, I don't know if I want to call it love, but I ain't been in love, but I had loved somebody. Like I had love for them. But see, how I figure my difference is being in love is like eternity, like being with them eternity. But got love for somebody, like meaning you there whenever they need you, and you a jump whenever they need you. But I ain't never been in love. I got love for a lot of people though.
Okay, so there's this whole thing about Kodak Black and his whole, I don't like black women, I only like red bones, I don't like light-skinned women. And then he was saying how he only likes light-skinned women and red bones because he doesn't like his own skin complexion. And so the whole big thing is, I don't really, I'm not mad at him per se, because he doesn't like himself, so how can you expect him to like anyone else? But I do think that's problematic when he is spreading hate among other people, and just because he doesn't like himself doesn't give him a right to use his platform to continue to spread hate onto other people who are also balancing issues when America doesn't like dark-skinned people as a whole. And so I think that we should all just not get mad at him, but we should all just give him a hug and give more leniency to him and going through what he's going through, because it's been recorded and there's been many studies shown that dark-skinned people have it harder when it comes to job applications, when it comes to standards of living, because people often put darker-skinned people at a disadvantage by making them out to be lesser than people. This is us examining Black love.
I knew I loved him when I was willing to do for him. Love is never selfish. Never selfish. When my heart said, I want to cook a full meal for him. When my heart said, I want to take his shoes off and make sure, he's comfortable. When my heart says he's stressed out and I don't want you to be stressed out, so I'll do whatever I can to make you less stressful.
In my heart, my feet, my stomach, we're all good. My mind, we're all good.
When a person loves a person, they do without reservation. They don't have to be told what to do. They just do. So I knew I fell in love with him when I was looking forward to coming home from work and cooking a dinner, telling my son, okay, we're gonna have company, take care of my son. And I fixed his plate, but I told him I was prepared. So when I knew he was coming over, I set the table, I chilled a glass. I don't mean make hot dogs and chips. I love to cook.
I was already making hot dogs and chips.
Civil rights movement started with the black man, the black woman, and the black child standing together, trying to plead for freedom, justice, and equality, and more benefits in the country that they had built. They threw the white woman in there with the women's liberation movement and made it a woman against man thing. That created a big separation between black men and black women, because then everybody started going for self. Then they bring the welfare system in and tell us in order to feed and clothe and house our children, we have to give up our man. You have to put the man out of the house. When the white farm wife goes to the government for subsidy for the farm, they don't tell her to get rid of the farmer, they keep that family together. But in the black community, they make it a requirement, because they want to keep endorsing into the black community that the black man is no good.
I love black men.
Why?
I feel like there's a power in black men that you don't see in other men. There's just, when I see a black man, I think of them being strong and powerful. I don't always see that when I look at other cultures, but with a black men go through a lot, especially in America. So I don't know, when I see a black man, it just makes me happy.
And then do you think that black men like black women or love black women?
A lot of them do. For example, I worked with a guy at the post office, and he told me that he would never date outside of his race. He loves black women. So he will only date black women. He says, they're just beautiful and powerful, and that's what he loves. And other cultures are beautiful, but they just don't do it for him.
I've never dated outside my race, but I have had sexual relations with people outside of my race, women.
Were you married?
No.
Why?
Because I want to have black babies. Why? Because I want my kids to look like me. And since I felt like I have black pride now, or whatever you call us, pride in myself, I want my kids to have that too. I don't want my kids to have like more of an identity crisis, because we already have an identity crisis. So if they go outside their race, it's gonna be pretty rough for them. It's pretty rough.
I believe that black women have a lot more potential than than black men give them. I believe they are a lot stronger than we admit them to be. There are a lot of them that are hurt, and I think some of the hurt carries over, and you know what? That's the same both ends. The hurt carries over, and you never reset or learn to reset, so you can move on, and those things become damaging in the next go round. You know, but I think black women are the strongest. They're challenged with a more heavier statistic being women and then being African American in our country. So, and if you look at it, I heard this statistic a long time ago, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I would doubt it was close to true. Somewhere in 2014, they said for every black man that was going to prison, there was a black woman getting a degree. It was at that point, because there were a lot of African-American women getting bachelor degrees and things like that. And not to say that African-American men weren't getting degrees, but it's a lot of us going to prison, you know? And that was a statistic I heard then. I don't know if that's the same now. Now it's just a wild moment. So that lets you know the men are not there, but the women are achieving. So that tells you something. You know, for them, in that aspect of an African-American male, can step his game up and be with the queen who is already there. Once they meet in the middle, how much damage they can do to the world is amazing.
Lost. But that's everybody, you know, but lost. Confused. They don't know what they want, really, you know. They expect too much, I think. One thing I found out about women, they really expect you to be able to read their mind. They're emotional and they terrible with communication. Me and my kid's mother, you know, you can tell when something's wrong. I ask her what's wrong. Nothing. Every woman I've ever been with said that. Nothing. It's clearly something wrong. If you tell me what's wrong, we can fix it. Refuse to. Nothing. Nothing's wrong.
Damn shame. I tell you, being a black woman, be strong, they say. Support your man. Raise a man. Think like a man. Well, damn, I gotta do all that. Who's out here working for me, carrying my burden, building me up when I get down? Nobody. Black women out here trying to save everybody, and what do we get? Swagger jacked by white girls wearing cornrows and bamboo earrings. Ain't that a bitch? But we still try. Try to help all y'all, even when we get nothing. Is that admirable or ridiculous? I don't know. I know me sitting here is ridiculous when I could be helping, but you don't want my help. You want to do it all by yourself. Mr. Big Strong Black Man. God forbid you let a sister like me help you out. No, you don't want that. Don't let me put you on my back when you fall. Wipe the crust out of your eyes. Put a pep back in your step. Because when we do, you resent us for making you better, smarter, stronger. Then drop us so you can be with someone basic. Someone without all that baggage you left us with. But we still try. That's why I'm here. Trying and saving and trying to save like we do. Here I am. Admirable or ridiculous? Baby, you tell me.
What I think about black men, this may sound a little biased, but I'm coming from a ministerial perspective. I think black women don't know their worth, because if they did, they would not receive and settle just for anything, number one. And then I think because they don't know their worth, they don't know how to reset. I don't think they take their destiny seriously, because we can do better. Now, when it comes to the black men, I contribute to some of the weights and the tearing down that has been done to our black men. But I do fault some black women for the downfall of black men. And I can hear somebody saying, whoa, that's okay. Let me explain myself. In any situation, I don't care which way you see it, a black man, a black boy child is coming from a woman. It doesn't start when he gets grown. It starts when he's birthed out from a black woman. How is that black woman raising that black boy? What is she displaying in front of him? What is she doing? A lot of our black men are in jail. Is it because there's no father in the home? We can't definitely say that because there's a lot of single family homes and there's a lot of people who have made themselves something in a single parent home. But now, what has really happened? Who do we blame? Who's at fault for some of the way that our black men think and feel and the way they come forth? I'm going to give it to the black women. And I'm going to say that because they have not reset. I have a 12-year-old son. He's a 3.89 student. Was just inducted to the National Junior Honor Society. I hug my son. I tell my son I love him. I don't call him stupid. I don't hit him upside his head. I don't call him names out of his name. I don't do that. I don't baby him. Well, he may say I do sometimes, but I give him chores. And the most important thing, when he does well, I compliment him, I congratulate him, I boost my son. My son showed me his progress report Friday. He had 3 A's and 3 B's. He texted to me, and while I was at work, and I responded, great, comma, we'll talk. He says, Mom, what you think about my work? I said, you did wonderful. Mind you what I said. You did wonderful, but I see you more of an all A's guy. He's like, yeah, Mom, I'm working on that. So did I beat him down? No. Did I scold him? No. Did I encourage him? Yes. But did I congratulate him and push him for what he did? Yes.
Another thing you did was he took your validation as a challenge. And that's a good thing, you know, because I think another thing is with single black women raising a man is that the age, because he's 12, somewhere between that age, and I can't speak for every statistic and every scenario, it may be case by case basis, but I think every man can attest to getting our validations from our mothers.
Right.
And the whole thing, men aren't allowed to be men. Like, they're always hard, but they're never allowed to be soft. And guys have emotions, and so we should let them show their emotions. And then maybe if they were able to cry or get a hug or say, hey, I'm feeling kind of depressed today, then maybe they wouldn't kill, because you never hear about women being mass murderers and terrorists and everything, because women are allowed to cry, and I feel like crying is good, and if men were crying, then they wouldn't be, I'm not saying they wouldn't be terrorists, because you can't, crying is going to deter a terrorist, but it would definitely stop so much violence going on. This is us examining black love.
You give me hope that there's still some good men out there.
It's real because you have to know in your heart who you want to be with. If you don't want to be with a person, don't commit to a person. Don't be with a person because you have children. Don't be with a person because you think it's status quo. You know, be with a person because that person makes you happy, that person makes you smile, that person actually cares about you, what you want to do, and they like being around you. They don't want to just use you up. They actually want to care about your future. They want to make sure that you're going to school and getting your credits, or you're furthering your career and you're being a better mother, a better wife. It's possible. It's definitely possible, but don't just be with that guy that you think, or that girl that you think, oh, she's so cute, oh, she's so fine, or he's so handsome, he has a nice car. Okay, but that stops there, because then it's what's next? Find someone that you can have that what's next factor with and do it together. It's all about growth, If you don't see yourself growing with a person and changing with the person together, then no, you should not be married. If you want to be the same person and have the same type of ways and believe you can do what you want to do, how you want to do it, marriage is not for you. So maybe people have too much freedom in this society, in the world, where they feel like, okay, well, I can do what I want to do. I can talk to I want to talk to. I got all these websites I can date on. But if you don't have any structure of discipline with yourself, then no, you will not be married. And yes, it always will look overrated, and it always will look like it's something you don't want to do. But if you don't have that stigma on you, and you let yourself flourish and let yourself be open to be with somebody that actually wants to be with you, then yeah, it's absolutely possible. Stop chasing people that don't want to be with you.
Don't be afraid of it. It's nothing to fear. You know, you hear all these stereotypical stuff in the world that, you know, live young, live single, you do go explore and stuff like that. I feel like that's cool and all if that's what you do and stuff like that, but don't be hiding or don't try to act because you see all your friends or something trying to act because they get out or something like that. If you want to be committed to somebody, don't let your friends stop you. I got my cousins and friends, most of them are single and stuff, and I see them doing their thing. It just never seemed appealing to me. Like, I had my time when I was younger and stuff like that, and it just never really satisfied me more than when I was with just one person. So I would just say, don't be afraid to go look for that one person or be found by that one person if you're not looking. Just be open to people that you love, you know, be a loving person, love people. When you get it back, it's a beautiful thing.
Advice a man gave me was at the post office, and he told me, he was like, you don't need to fall in love right now because you're too young and it will hurt you and it would change you. And that is literally the best advice. Like, I feel like that was some good fatherly advice because the guys in this generation just feel like, I don't know what you're doing, so I'm gonna hurt you before you hurt me. And I'm too crazy for that. I don't need to get cheated on. I'm a pretty happy person. I don't need to change because a fool didn't know how to act. Like, I enjoy people company, but if it gets to the point where I feel like you're interrupting my happiness, you gotta go.
Millennials feel that way because we want to get to love. We all want to be millionaires by the time we're 25 so that we can have time to truly be in love. And like I have a terrible mouth. Do it correctly and do it wholeheartedly and not play with it. Because it's that important from our past generations. It's that important to us. Black love, that resilience. If you find it and you hold on to it, and it's real true love, and it's something that you know you can put up with and need, it's gotta be worth your time. And you gotta have the time.
I believe there's a lot of challenges for African Americans for love. I think we have to go back and not take everything that our forefathers did or said, but some of it we need to. We need to recognize first who we are to ourselves, and then recognize who we are and who we can be to each other, and not let society and their way of thinking affects us. We cannot simulate to everything that the other society wants to happen. Look, I'm an African American woman. What may work on that person's face will not work on mine. I have a different skin tone. The pigment of my skin is different. So I have to use and stay in what works for me. And once we do that, once this generation get that, I think they've gotten outside of the box trying to find something better because they've been told that they can have better. Well, the better is you. The better is within you. So with that, until this generation understands who they are, until this generation really wakes up to what they're about, and let nothing and no one derail them from where they're going, they're going to have some problems. They're really going to have some problems, and I'm praying for them.
The most important love I think you can have is self-love. Once you really love yourself, then you won't put up with a lot of foolishness, and then you'll be more attracted to somebody who can help elevate you. You'll know if somebody loves themselves. And then that'll be something that will be like a powerful relationship. And then you'll still have your ups and downs, but definitely start off with your foundation, loving yourself. Don't get caught up in things that don't matter. And truly when I say be vulnerable, I don't mean be gullible, but be open and be honest about how you feel. And it's a different timetable for every person, but definitely when you're in a relationship, just be honest. You keep growing on honesty, because that'll make everything mean more, because our relationship's supposed to be about energy and sustainability, and then passing on knowledge to the kids. So I think we should study what that means, or like vibrations, or what it means to actually connect, because we don't raise our kids to be compatible with the opposite sex. We tell boys to do this and tell young girls to do this. We really hold women to a high standard, like we want to, but we're really, like every man, I'm sorry, I'm going way off, but every man really wants a good woman. But when he gets her, only a few really can amount to being a good man for her. And then a few be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna just mess this up real quick. And they mess her up now. And he really did like her. He really did love her probably, but he wasn't ready, because he wasn't really, like, he didn't have self-knowledge, or he wasn't a real man for her. So now she has probably a little bit of a slight bias towards people like that, or men like him. So I feel like as a man, before you really get in a relationship, you should really ask yourself some deep questions, because everybody reflect that night. Ask yourself, are you really ready for this? What is the end goal in this? What do you want out of this? And if you can be honest with that, then the relationship, I'm not saying it'll last, but you'll get more from it. And if we do that more, I feel like our relationships, at least for our generation, we can get it going in the right direction. So our descendants can be like, yo, thank our grandparents, or like our parents. I mean, they really got it together, because black people got a long way to go.
My final thoughts on love is, let it stay alive. It's real. Let it shine. Let it be known. Don't hide it. Show PDA. Kiss your husband in front of your family. Hold hands in a grocery store. Give him a kiss at IKEA, or, you know, just do things to show people that you really do appreciate that person and you value that relationship and that feeling. And show it to your children. Show your children what to expect from them. As far as black people, I think us as black people, we need to open ourselves up to more opportunities when it comes to love. We hide our feelings about what we really feel about a person, and we a lot of times we waste that opportunity. You probably did find the right person, but we were so focused on society and what they think we should have, you probably passed up the right person. We need to stop doing that. And as far as just advice for people that want to be married, don't change who you are. Be the person that you are, and someone will appreciate you for that. And if you feel like you need to change who you are, then you are not with the right person.
I feel like it feels like growth for me. I say that, like, after premarital counseling, like, I heard everything they said, and I'm like, oh yeah. But you know, it makes you selfless. You know, I'm learning more, like, instead of focusing on like what I don't like, or like what I want him to do better or something like that, what am I doing that I can do better that eventually just stirs something up in him? Like, instead of going to your mate with your problem, you're supposed to go to God first, because it's a 3 unity type of thing or whatever. And so for me, it just feels like a lot of growth, because like now I'm doing a whole lot of things that if you would have asked me before we get married, I'd be like, I ain't doing that, you know, like, what the heck? So I just feel like, for me, love feels like growth with God and with me as a person. Like, I wouldn't have admitted it earlier, but I'm a pretty selfish and mean person. And so, like, I say he definitely makes me more aware of, like, where I am with God and where I want to go. But it also feels great. And sometimes it sucks, you know, but I mean, you know, it's a great roller coaster. That isn't like, that doesn't have too many drops, or I'm like hitting my head or anything.
Well, for me, yeah, love it's humbling. It's real humbling because like you living single, you kind of put yourself above everything else. You know, take care of yourself. Nobody else gonna take care of you. You gonna take care of yourself. And when you got somebody you love and who loves you back, you kind of get a relief. Like, oh man, if I do start acting up, I got somebody that's gonna be right there to pick me up and get me back. So you know that you ain't gotta always rely on yourself. It's definitely a learning. You know, it's always an everyday learning thing. You think you know yourself. You love somebody, you live with somebody else, you find out, like, whoa, I act like that for real? So you know, it's a beautiful thing to actually grow and learn and just grow wiser each day. And it's just beautiful.
Always keep it open. You know, I done had bad experience, but I never let my bad experience, you know, keep me from other opportunities. So I just talk to them, you know, see where it goes. If it ain't right, I walk away with no drama, no, keep it moving. I don't believe in looking for love and nothing like that. It comes to you.
It's strong. Like we love strong, period.
Period.
You know? Our people, like, we've been through a lot, you know, that's not even take it all the way back to what we endured in, you know, slavery and the times leading up to now. Let's just take it as me and her. We've both been through a lot as people.
Yep.
So it makes us not,
make
us more open to love. We fight to love each other more, you know? Like, it's nothing I won't do to see her smile. Even if it's bringing a fake flower home, I'll bring a fake rose home.
And I smile.
Just as hard.
Because the thought counts.
It's just as hard.
Me, I'm a simple
Me and
girl.
her, we slept in abandoned houses together.
Yeah.
Just to be with each other.
Yep.
We didn't have no water, no electricity.
Our
no
first
nothing.
apartment was a studio.
Was it a studio?
This is before the baby.
No.
The studio, like.
We just.
Yeah.
I don't know. Black love is really. It's really what makes it between us two. Like, we black, yeah, obviously. The love is what we make it. You know.
Yep.
We try hard to love each other.
Yep.
And that's real love to me. We trying to be with each other.
Yeah.
And it's not hard either. You don't gotta try. I don't gotta try hard to love her.
It's a simple decision.
You know.
I think, like they were saying, it's an action word. I believe not only love is not action, but it's a choice at every step of the way. Because me, being the type of person that I am, and I am black, and I am a woman also, so I don't believe in that whole you stay with him because you have kids with him. No, you stay with him because you want to stay with him. Because you raising your child with this man has nothing to do with y'all being in a relationship.
The child doesn't have nothing to do with me marrying her or me still wanting to be with her. If I decide that tomorrow that I didn't want to be with her, I love her enough to leave. Because I don't want to put her through the pain of not having to hold me, you know? Like, I could still raise my son from wherever. And I wouldn't, you know, take what we going through out on him. You know, he has nothing, even though he's a product of our relationship, he is still his own singularity. He has nothing to do
he's still an
with me and
individual.
her. This is just our son.
Yeah, he's still an individual in this circle that he deserves us regardless.
They're free together.
Right.